I did a Facebook Live. I want to throw it on YouTube about the difference between the capitalism versus socialism. And, there's a growing rumor. I like to call my conspiracy theories rumors, since y'all don't respect conspiracy theories, because the CIA poured some Kool-Aid into the New York Times and told you not to like conspiracy theories. So I heard rumors about how the Democrats are becoming more socialist. And socialist means the government taking care of you. And we saw recently how the government took care of people. They gave people a $1,200 stimulus package. When I say government, I don't mean it was Donald Trump who did it, or it was Nancy Pelosi who did it. It took Congress to vote on it. Congress always has a vote on the printing of more money to legitimize it. If I print money, it's obviously counterfeit, right? But if they print money, they have to vote on it and make it seem legit. You know how like United States went to war against Mexico for California, Nevada, and then how they legitimize or how they enslaved blacks. That was all legal, so they legitimize another kind of atrocity today, which is printing $3 trillion out of nowhere, because it's not backed up by gold. So you saw how the government took care of us, printing, giving us $1,200, and now we're waiting on $600, right? Several months later. So that's a collective of $1,800 in 9 months. So that's $200 a month, basically. That's could take care of what bill? one and a half bill. So, and they was fighting over, should we give them 2,000? And I heard about Nancy Pelosi's her net worth was around 200 million. Her and her husband net worth was around 200 million, and they're deciding on the American people about $600 or 2,000. And at the same time, part of the stimulus package is to give millions of dollars to other countries like Egypt and Pakistan and Israel. It's just crazy, but that's more like socialism. That's not capitalism at all. No, that's not capitalism. But the difference between socialism, capitalism, and someone gave this distinction. I was like, oh man, that's crazy. Like, okay, this is capitalism. The post office is more socialist. It's funded by the government. Anything funded by the government is socialistic. That means the government taking care of you. That's what socialism is. The state, they call it. So, you have the postal service. And then, because it's capitalism, you have people, that want to compete against the postal service. So yeah, UPS and FedEx. And then FedEx started doing overnight shipments. And UPS started doing overnight shipments. And in the post office, with their vast resources of the state and stuff, and their premium employees, that they get pensions and, and annual raises no matter what, right? They get pensions and annual raises. No matter what, they should be premium employees, right? They never thought of overnight, and then they finally did overnight. So that shows that capitalism pushes its competitors to make better products. The Obama phone, right? That's the government gave out that phone for free with the Obama phone, and you had to be on government assistance. You had to show that you was poor. Now, if this was a socialistic country, we all have Obama phone. It wouldn't be no Apple. Apple would be a capitalistic country, a capitalistic company. And Samsung versus Apple makes the consumer the winner. The consumer that can pay for it, of course, makes the consumer the winner, because now we got superior phones, and they're trying to upgrade it and make it even more better and more better and more better and make it more affordable, if you know what I'm saying, if you got steady income, and and they say, oh, these greedy capitalists, they just want your money, and some people want a better phone. Some people some people's phone is older than others. Same thing with Tesla. Tesla was kind of socialistic because there's a lot of government programs to get Tesla up and running. But the public spoke about how much they love Tesla. Everybody loved Tesla. You know what I'm saying? The public spoke. They made a superior, and now they made a superior vehicle that's that caters to the modern day. They have the big old flag screen. I'd have been, boom, you just saw me with a big old, some vehicles come with the Apple apps. That's awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I can do my thing right here on the app. I can do my thing like that. And so I gave you the Batman tilt. The old 63 Batman tilt. So it does like help out and everything. So I mean, capitalism. Now, there's a part of capitalism, of course, like all human nature, where you got these elitists, right? And these elitists, they don't make products. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to make an app that everybody needs. An app that everybody needs, or like Facebook, or a 10-year long lasting a super mattress, or what I'm saying. They're not inventors like that. So what they do is they manipulate Wall Street, they manipulate the Fed so they can get funneled more money, and they steal from the American people, just like in 2008, with those junk bonds, with all those bonds. I mean, it was just stupid what happened. They put all these mortgages, thousands of mortgages, into a bond, and they stamp it a grade A bond. They put it on the stock market, and then pretty soon, they basically had all these government issued bonds, and they couldn't, people wasn't buying quick enough to make another bond. So they did, instead of a fixed rate, they did a subprime mortgage, where you have low credit, and you could have zero down, and you could have, to get a homeowner in there real quick. And then later on, because subprime, it'll jump up. He was like, yeah, you got to pay probably a little bit more later. So it went from like 600 to like 3,000. People was like, oh no, I can't pay for this, and that would crash these these bonds. That's what these government issued bonds, and crashed it, and it crashed a lot of other stuff. You know what I'm saying? It started a domino effect. So you have that type of capitalism too, where these people are they created an asset, a derivative. They created an asset off of people already, spending their money on, on their mortgage. And they put it as you could buy shares of that bond. And basically that bond collapsed and stuff. And then the insurance of the bond, that was another thing. So these people are coming up with the paperwork, not real life capitalism, not creating a product, marketing a product, finding new ways to market the product, listening to your customer, going back, and like with Amazon, they just provide a service. That's what I'm saying. They just provide service, and they listen to their customer and come back and forth. So I mean, either way it goes, capitalism. So I guess by talking to my brilliant YouTube channel, the problem with capitalism versus socialism is people. Socialism doesn't work, where the taxpayer is going to pay for the medical, and the medical should be free. The medical should be free. Huh? You think medical should be free? Okay. Then who is poisoning us with high fructose corn syrup or these preservatives? Is it okay? Fluoride was they was advertising fluoride in the 80s. It's hey, try the new Colgate with fluoride. It was I was like, fluoride's bad now? Like, oh man, like y'all not even talk about that. Like, but y'all should just make medicine cheap all around the board. The pharmaceutical companies are making about $400-500 billion per year. Like, not in one lifetime, per year. Not the lifetime of the business, per year. That's Bill Gates. Bill Gates' company is worth $500 billion. Period. It's not worth $500 billion per year. Per year. Y'all don't need no more money. Y'all should be giving away free medicine and free medical care immediately. Paying for all the doctors' vacations immediately. That's the problem. And that's the thing with capitalism. Because now you're low key telling us, not only are you gonna poison us with Doritos and soda pop, not only are you gonna poison us with preservative of fast foods, and not only you gonna poison us with high fructose corn syrup, but when you get these pre-existing conditions before the COVID, we're gonna charge you extra for your life. So if you going and smoking, you paying double with the serious postal costs, and postal costs $5. Now you paying 10 just so you get cancer and get that $200,000 chemotherapy. So I'm like, dude, the FDA approves this poisonous food. So over time, we get poisoned to the fact that we need their medicines. Making the pharmaceutical companies was making $500 billion a year, do you not think they could influence the FDA? For $500 billion a year, you could hire a whole entire Mexican cartel to terrorize about 5 FDA agents. We know where your parents live. We know where your daughter goes to school at. We know where your mama live. We just followed your wife all day. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, for 500, man, oh my sweet Jesus. No, they will never do that. No, they won't do that because the FDA is already on board. No, the FDA, these guys retire and become CEOs of their pharmaceutical companies. Same thing as the Security Exchange Commission. So you got the ugly side of capitalism. I agree. You got the ugly side. I totally agree. I agree. You got people with junk bonds just creating shit out their ass, and we're gonna put the insurance AIG. We're gonna put the insurance on the junk bond, and we're gonna subprime mortgage, and and then when the American people was paying their mortgage, fell underwater, gave their house away, the bank took it back and resold it and repackaged it. Took it back and repackaged it. You just got free money. You got a rental. And that was income, all income property. Oh man, government's cold. And then even with the 2 and the 3%, on your home and stuff, it's 3% a year, 4% a year. You add that up, you paying almost double. You gotta pay it off as quickly as possible. If your mortgage is $1,600, you gotta pay $1,800. If your you got no other choice. You don't want that shit for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? You want to pull. I was talking to somebody. I said you want to pull the equity out and get some income property. And someone was like, you don't want to pull out the equity, it accrues. And I'm like, yeah, the equity is still going to accrue. What are you talking about? You're pulling money out to make a significant amount of more money. Real estate is different than a lot of than stocks and businesses. Real estate is different. That's why it's one of the 3 pillars of wealth. You know what I'm saying? But real estate, you take 10% down. You can take 100,000 and put it on $1 million building. And in 30 years, your equity in that $1 million building is going to be income property monthly. And in 30 years, you're a millionaire on paper right now because the levels you own, minus the debt. But you still, that's your owner's equity still. And in 5 years, you can pull it out and get some bigger shit. Not go on vacation, get some bigger shit. So another bad thing about capitalism is the worker mentality. The worker mentality, you work at least as possible in order not to get fired. That is a very adolescent way of looking at it. You want to do the most you can. So when you go home, you start your own business and do the most you can. You're already in the motions of doing the most you can. You don't want to be in the 50s, it was fine. A gallon of gas was, I think, a nickel, 8 cents. I don't know. You know, when the dollar that's another side effect and downfall of capitalism. When the dollar depreciates, human value depreciates. And that kind of sucks right there. Human value depreciates. What kind of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? But so in the 50s, that's what that whole slogan, "Make America Great Again," what that meant. But in the 50s, people had morals. They had strong family morals, strong work ethics. That's what I mean by morals. I didn't mean like they was all lynching each other. No, not so much in New York, not so much in Chicago, not so much in LA. LA was it was a baby. It was infant stage back then. But big major city, New Jersey, you know, major cities, not some, you know what I'm saying, it was mostly fighting over jobs and immigrants. But down south, it was insane. Yeah, it was. But I don't think Trump was talking about the lynching part. Y'all, the media made it seem like that. You know, everybody made it seem like that. So everybody was anti-Trump. The media was anti-Trump. So how can you trust it if it was biased? But so today, that same nickel ain't gonna get you nothing. It could have got you a gallon of gas in the 50s, but now it's what, $3.15, $3.19. You know, so everything is in that. And in the 50s, we didn't have a Wi-Fi bill, a cable bill, a large cable bill, a Wi-Fi bill, and a cell phone bill. So it was certain bills we didn't even have. Now we have. Our money don't go as far as it can now. It's depreciating. Our money is depreciating, and we got more bills. It's to the point where teenagers, they love their cell phones. And they notice that men give money to look at them in a certain way or to be with them a certain way. So it's pressuring a lot of young girls to. And in the midst of this, I can't say, in the midst of this, I can't say. I was about to say something about the alphabet community, So that's not what we need right now. We need a way to figure out how things could be more affordable, or how, good luck on that. We in a tailspin. So it seems like they want to give socialism as the answer, but all it's going to do is crush our innovation. That's all it's going to do. It's going to crush our innovation. Why build a better phone if everyone has the same phone? That's socialism, when the government take care of you. I'm black. I don't want the government to take care of me. They the ones that hire the police. People be like, oh, that one racist cop. Why is racist cops getting hired consistently? It was a police chief in the 50s. He was Daryl Gates, I think his name was. I don't know. I forgot his name. This dude, he intentionally went down south to recruit racist whites because he didn't like that whole Central Avenue jazz movement about whites coming over there to party. He didn't like that. They didn't like that. So he intentionally, you know, it's in a book called City of Courts. He intentionally went down south to recruit racist whites. You know, no one asked that. No one's asking that question, because this happened in '80 with Eula Love. This happened in '98 with Taisha Miller. This happened, 2005 with Sean Bell. This happened, the reason why the Black Panthers formed was because of police brutality in the '60s. So why are they consistently hiring racist whites? And they have a profile. Like, if you don't fit that profile, you're not going to get hired. If you're not a patriot and this and that, they have a psychological profile before they hire them. Who do you think is hiring them? Who's paying them? Who you think is federal money is allocated to the state and is allocated to the city, is allocated to the district. Period. The government is. So I can't trust the government. I can't. If it's not the FDA trying to kill me, it's the police. And then I gotta go way out of my neighborhood to get a job, because they taking the jobs outside of my neighborhood, decimating my neighborhood. The black community, yeah, forcing intelligent brothers like myself to go get beachfront property in Hermosa Beach. Shame on you. You gonna force me out of my neighborhood to get some beachfront property? I don't want to. Oh, I couldn't say that. You know I want to do that. Yay. I would move. I'm moving. Yeah. Ain't no jobs over there either. Bar jobs. yeah. I got commute to work. I commute to work from over there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Man. So that's my take on the difference between capitalism and socialism. Just hashing it out, thinking about it, hashing it out with my fellow YouTubers. It comes to my conclusion: it's people that's the real problem. People make socialism good. People make I don't know. I don't know about socialism. Having the government take care of you. I don't know. They will have you government cheese. That's another big. You gonna have a government cheese and an Obama phone. I don't want that. Or capitalism done right, not by them jerks in Wall Street or the elitists, but capitalism done right is with Steve Jobs versus Samsung. We have superior phones. We have superior. The government would never have that type of, and like I said before, to give that example about the United States Post Office. They had planes for like 100 years. Why didn't they think about that? They never thought to overnight package. They never thought that until FedEx and UPS came out with that, competitors. And now they're like, oh, and now Amazon got into the game, so that's crazy. They got into the shipping game. Like, we're going to ship our own shit. Thank you. I don't know. So, but even with Amazon, with Facebook, that whole fight over, who's going to control it, whose idea was it, who could actually produce it. It was a real race to these billions. And he got sued and they got billions, you know what I'm saying, for the ideas and helping them out and all that. Man, it was all this. Yeah. But that made it more efficient, faster, got to the public quicker, more adaptable, more, what I'm saying, it produced something. It made something real. You know what I'm saying? And I think in socialism, if we just was in a socialist country, we wouldn't Why would we even have, they would be like, why would y'all even want internet and stuff? It just goes to human heads, you know, because they're going to be living like kings. The government officials, the government, they're going to be living like kings. They always overpay stuff. They always overpay contracts. It's never at contract, you know what I'm saying, at market level. They always overpaying and stuff. They have these luxury apartments for they, you know, they built these luxury apartments and then, you know, put Section 8 people in. You know what I'm saying? It's always like that. They always line their pockets. So while the government's living great and good and fantastic, they have the people with government cheese and Obama phones. Peace.